Hey there, and thank you for joining me for another episode of YQG in Bloom. My name is Tracy Martins, and today I am here with Simmie Sereg, and we are going to be talking about an event that she is going to be putting on pretty soon in October at Lungovita. Hi, Simmie, how you doing?
I'm excellent, Tracy. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm really excited about this event that's coming up, and it's coming up in October. We're doing this a little early because tickets are just going to be starting to roll out pretty soon.
Soon, very soon.
When are the tickets coming?
We're hoping May 1st.
Yeah.
Timeline is May 1st.
Well, okay, Simmie,
Yes.
tell me about this event that you are going to be creating.
For sure. So, Wellness Festival. Nothing like this has been done in Windsor, Essex. I think maybe even Southwestern Ontario. So it's going to be the first time an event's being held like this. Wellness Festival because there's going to be different types of modality for exercise. So yoga, Pilates, bar, meditation, breath work. There's also going to be an outdoor gym space that's sponsored by my friend Michael Patella, who owns Common.
Okay.
And he had a couple of gyms around Windsor, Essex, and now does personal training online. So shout out to Mike. So yeah, it's going to be hosted at Lungovita. It's a full property rental, October 4th to the 6th. You can either buy a pass to stay the whole weekend, and the idea is for the weekend pass is it's all inclusive. That's right.
And that is with the yurts, right?
Yeah, so they've got Geodome set up along with the yurts still. So they have about 10 that they're holding out. Usually they take them down by the end of the summer, but I asked if they could keep them until the beginning of October, hoping for an Indian summer, obviously. But the event is happening rain or shine anyways. So essentially you can buy a ticket, you can stay the whole weekend, you have access to, so Friday night's going to be come, check in, get comfortable. We'll be doing a community dinner. So everybody that's staying on the property Friday night will get together. There's going to be a live band, bonfires, so music, food that's catered by some Windsor Essex caterers. So everything's going to be locally sourced, which is awesome. Yeah. And so that's the Friday night. And then Saturday, there's going to be just back-to-back scheduling of all of these classes. So like I mentioned, yoga, Pilates, bar, meditation, breath work. And essentially you have access to all of these things. So maybe you'll sign up, maybe you won't, maybe you'll decide that you want to kind of tour the Windsor Essex area or around Harrow. Lungovita has a lot of amenities that you can use on the property. So you can take a bike, hop on, check out the wineries around the property as well. So there's a lot of options for what you can do. But essentially, if you stay for the whole weekend, you have access to all of these classes throughout the day. And then in the evening, I've got a couple of DJs that are coming into town that'll be providing some music for the evening.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so a little bit of a concert type deal in the evening. And then Sunday, you'll round out the day or the morning, I suppose, before checkout. There'll be a couple of yoga classes offered, maybe a Pilates class too. So that's it. So you can either buy the ticket to stay the weekend, or I'll be offering day passes as well for the Saturday. So you can come as early as 6 a.m. and then you can stay all the way, check out the concert in the evening until about midnight.
That's nice. Yeah. Now, these classes that you're having, are they for any like beginners up to expert or?
Totally. So the idea behind it was, I guess, how I got into maybe.
Yeah. My next question was going to be, what has made you want to create this event?
For sure. So do you want to dive into that question first, maybe?
Why not? Yeah.
Okay, sure. So I only got into Pilates, I guess, just a little bit over a year ago. I found it after having my second son. So I've got two boys. They're going to be 4 and 2 next month and then in June. And I was pretty laid up after the second pregnancy. So the first one was a scheduled C-section. That went fine. Obviously, major abdominal surgery I was recovering from.
Never fun.
No, never fun. And then the second one, I was able to have a successful VBAC, regular delivery. So that was fine, other than I was laid up pretty badly. So the delivery just was a little bit on the bumpier side. And I found myself in chronic pain for the better part of a year. And I just didn't really have a lot of options. So I tried to explore, talk to a bunch of different doctors about the pain, tried to figure out where the source was coming from, and just kept hitting brick walls.
Yeah, because it's usually the opposite. The V births are usually the easier ones than the C-sections.
Yeah, yes.
Did they ever figure out what it was, or?
No. And I mean, I could speculate, but I mean, different podcast, different time, for sure.
For sure.
So what ended up happening was, in my exploration to try to fix myself, not really the type of person to kind of take the answer no and then lay down and accept that as my reality. And then also knowing that the boys were going to need me physically to be able to chase them around, move around. Boys are a lot more physical than girls.
Yes.
So I knew that. So I knew I had to get better. And I mean, not being able to move really, really impacted the way that I was thinking. So yes, mental health for sure played a big part of it too. Oh, yeah. And I just didn't want to be that person that was in chronic pain. Because when you're in pain, you...
Oh, I hear you.
Yeah, a lot of things deteriorate.
Well, and it makes it, the more you sit and are stagnant, the harder it is to get going. Yeah. And I find the more pain you're in when you're stagnant than when you're up and moving around.
For sure. And then you start to dwell and you start to ruminate about the same things. And it's just like, it's very unhealthy overall, right?
Yeah.
So I ended up finding a rehab Pilates program by a local chiropractor. So shout out to Sun Nguyen as well.
Nice.
So Sun helped me get back some autonomy of my body. And then I realized very quickly that Pilates was helping me along with the pain. So a couple of months had passed since I had started. And it was one day I got up and I went to put on a pair of pants. And at that point, I wasn't able to stand on my 2 feet to put on a pair of pants. I had to sit down because I couldn't balance between the two legs. And so I was standing and I put my legs on. Yeah, my legs were still attached, by the way. Put my pants on and realized that I hadn't sat down to do so and thought, oh my God. And then I thought, well, when was the last time I even had, because I was having really bad episodes, like pains, like shooting up my side.
Oh,
and I was like, well, when was the last time that happened? And I was like, oh my God, like it's been a couple of months. So all this to bring it back to your question.
Yeah.
You never really realize how much you require your mobility and how much joy or happiness stems from being able to move your body. And we take our bodies for granted just because they do so many things for us without our intention, right? We're not actively thinking, okay, now walk left, right, swing your arms, remember to breathe, remember to blink, remember to swallow, all of those things. We take those for granted. And so if you're laid up with even just the tiniest issue, you stub your toe and your foot's hurting and you're limping, we're grunting about that, right? Like and so I had a huge awakening. I had a huge awakening to my mobility, and then I realized, well, you know what? In learning all of this about Pilates, I fell in love with the modality because it's about functional movement. So getting up off of the chair, why it's important to strengthen your hips. Reaching up over your head, why it's important to get mobility in that shoulder joint. Moving forward, moving back, moving the scapula forward and back, and just... the cliche, if you don't use it, you will lose it, right? And so I got certified, not necessarily to teach. I did it for myself, to educate myself on my body. As a woman, there was a lot of other things that I'd be kind of looking at later down the line, like incontinence, et cetera, et cetera. And I just didn't want to, I didn't want a lifetime subscription to panty liners. No thanks.
No.
Right? Like, that's not what I want to spend my membership at Costco doing, just buying boxes and boxes of panty liners. So yeah, there is a way to fix that. And I realized that there's a way to fix that. And so from there, I ended up falling into teaching. So in order to get your certification, obviously to get your Pilates certification, you have to teach a class in order to pass your exam. And so I put together a group of my friends to practice teach.
Okay.
And as I was sitting in front of them and I was teaching the class, I don't know, call it my purpose or something, my servitude, like something just aligned
it was your calling.
Inside. Maybe, like,
yeah.
or maybe, maybe. Yes, I guess
so,
it
because
is.
it just all of a sudden it clicked.
It really did. Like and the joy that I feel like in teaching all of my classes, I feel like I get more out of it than the students. I tell them that sometimes too, but there's so much happening for me in helping them move their bodies and bringing awareness to their bodies on how they can move better. And I mean, we have this one body for our life. For however long, I don't know. But if you treat it well and you move it well, you live well. You live better.
Now, do you find that you also do yoga and barre and all the other ones as well? Have you expanded?
Yes.
It moves from one thing to another to another.
It's true. Oh, it's funny you ask. So because I loved teaching it so much, I ended up starting to teach before I went back to work. So before my mat leave was up. And I said to my husband, I said, okay, you know what? I have to leave space to teach Pilates. I can't go back to work full time. I have to leave space. Now I have a lot of liberty because I work for my family business.
That makes it nice.
Makes it nice. And so I said to my mom, you know, I've fallen in love with this thing. It brings me so much joy. I have to do it. And so she said, what was she going to say? So she said, yeah, okay. So 2 times a week. So I said to my husband, okay, I'm going to teach 2 times a week. He's like, okay. Okay. So that was in October. We are now
in almost May. Almost.
Okay. So April. Okay. So I'm up to, I think, 7 classes a week for Pilates, in addition to working part-time and then teaching. And then a friend of mine that owns the bar house in Walkerville wants me to also learn bar and has just hired me on to learn bar and then to also teach at her place. So now I'm up to, I think, 9 classes a week.
Oh, I think you got a new career going.
I don't know.
Working part-time and now planning a wellness festival.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know.
You definitely got your energy back.
Yes. Yeah.
And then some.
And then some, yeah. So back to your original question, like, how did I even come up with this idea of the wellness festival? I went to Lungovita last May. I saw somewhere that there was a yoga retreat for the day, and I had fallen into this hole of, who the hell am I now? 2 kids in. I was still in a little bit of pain then. I had started the Pilates, and I said to my husband, I need to go to this yoga retreat. It's only 20 minutes from my house, or our house. So I said, I'm going to go and do it, and I think I'm going to stay the night also. And he's like, by yourself? And I was like, yeah, by myself. And
Mommy needs a night out.
Yeah. And he's like, okay. And I said to him, I kind of want to do 2 nights, but that seems really selfish. And I'm just going to leave you with the kids, and I'm just going to go and be by myself in a tent, you know? And he goes, if that's what you want to do, do it. He goes, what difference does it make if you leave Saturday morning or you leave Friday night? So I was like, okay, fine. I'm doing this. I'm going on a retreat by myself. So I knew nobody going to the yoga retreat. So I went to Lungovita in May. And I was sitting outside the tent, the yurt, and staring into my bonfire. And I was thinking, okay, epiphany, like, hit me with it. Like, you know, where am I? Because you lose yourself in motherhood.
Oh, I hear you.
Right? Like, maternity leave swallows you up, and depending on who you are. And there's a full spectrum of women that love mat leave, want to do it for the rest of their life. And then there's women that realize very quickly maternity leave is not for them, and they want to get back to work. Like, we've got and I know women on both sides, and then scattered in between.
Yep.
Neither is right or wrong. Neither.
Everybody's different.
But we're in a comparative society, right? Like, we compare ourselves to everybody and what our friends are doing and what other people are doing. And so anyways, I had lost myself. I used to, before I was married, before I had kids, I was the person that you'd see eating by themselves. And I was cool with it. I was good with it. But, you know, trying to find 2 minutes to even use the bathroom alone.
Forget it.
In this type of circumstance, like you're not doing it, right?
Yep.
So I'm sitting at Lungovita. I don't have the epiphany. Obviously, that's not how epiphanies work. You should not like ask for what.
Demand it.
And it'll happen in that moment. So it didn't happen in that moment, but there was a lot that did happen for me when I went to that yoga retreat. Again, I could give another shout out because Windsor's so I'm not originally from Windsor. So Windsor's very cool because I feel like the community is so supportive.
Very much so.
Everybody's like trying to lift each other up, right? So I could give a shout out to Lisa Kodina that she does Ayurveda, also yoga teacher at the Bar House now too. So she's kind of known about town, but she led that yoga retreat and we wrote on these stones like what we were wanting to see for ourselves, and I wrote transformation because I was looking for a transformation.
Yeah.
And I have that stone still beside my bed.
That's nice.
Yeah. And so while I was there, I was thinking, well, how cool would it be to like do something in this space? Because that space now has like a little bit of a sacred meaning for me anyways.
For sure.
And so May, circle around to October, just this past October, I did a siblings retreat with my siblings at Lungovita. And my brother is a DJ. Yes, he will be DJing at this event.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I said to him that day, I said, Sean, what do you think if I want to do like a wellness thing, but like we love to party and we love music and like good music. Yeah. What if we kind of came together to do something? And he said, if you're going to do it, I'm in. So
nice.
That's kind of where that finished off. And so I wanted to do the event, I guess, to bring it back to your original question. I wanted to do the event because there's such a dichotomy within our society for lots of different things. So there's people that like to work out.
Yeah.
And like love to work out and that's all they do. And then there's some people that like to dabble in a yoga class here and there. Or sometimes maybe go to the gym, right? Like full spectrum.
Or people like me that like to complain about their weight and not do anything.
Sure. You're part of that spectrum too then.
Yep.
And so for this event, I wanted, the main purpose of the event was to create a space that allows people to come in, see what's going on, and if they've ever thought about trying any of those things, it's available to them should they wish to step into this space.
And that's why I think I'm definitely want to get tickets, whether it's the weekend or just a Saturday, because Pilates is scary. And even like yoga, and for somebody that's in their 50s and has hit the menopause jackpot in weight gain, it's hard because you're in that cycle of, I know I need to lose weight and I need to be more mobile.
Sure.
But yet I'm too tired because my body's carrying an extra 50 pounds. So it's cyclical. So I think something like this is phenomenal for either people like you who love to do the workouts and do the different classes, and people like me that are like, I'm not sure which one I will like, so I can try all of them and see what is a better fit for me, because I was always that person that I'll spend the money on the gym and then just never go. So I want to make sure that there's something that's really going to fit my needs. And I think that's great. Plus, I've never been to Lungovita, so I need to go.
Perfect excuse to be there.
And I like to party, so we're good.
See? Yes. So this hybrid.
Yes.
So like you nailed it. So I mean, I want this space to be very, very inclusive. And so one of the most important things for me was choosing the instructors that are going to lead the classes. It's so different, and I've been to like a wide variety of classes, but it's a very different experience to attend a class where the instructor is just oozing joy and passion for what they do. And Windsor, I'm trying to highlight Windsor, Essex, because this is now my home. There are so many instructors that just ooze passion and love and want to spread kind of the benefits of all these different modalities. And I feel like gyms are wonderful for sure. But like in this type of space, it gives everybody a very relaxed, oh, there's a class going on at 10. Maybe I'll step into that class. Or you watch the class happen because they're going to be happening under tents on the property. You can see them, you can observe them, and then maybe you hop into the next one.
Well, and it's nice because this wellness festival sounds like the retreats that you see on TV, like the Real Housewives, and they spend thousands and thousands of dollars to go away for the weekend.
Yeah.
And we're finally getting something like that in Windsor, Essex County, and it's not going to cost thousands and thousands of dollars.
No,
So
it's not going to.
It's exciting that we're finally going to have something like this, and hopefully it'll become a year-long or
an
annual thing. Yes.
I mean, I can only hope, right? And so, to your point of liking to party, yes. Again, it's this whole like spreading, right? Like full spread. So, okay, you like to do yoga, maybe you're a plant-based diet, that's your dietary choice, or you go to the gym and you're eating steak and like protein, and that's your intake. Okay.
You can have it all.
We have it all, right? Like whatever your preference is.
Do you have the chef set up yet, or are you still sorting everything out?
We've got two that we've spoken with. We're just kind of ironing out details. We're trying to make the experience elevated, to bring it back to Elevate 528. And so we want people on Sunday to leave with this feeling of that was worth my time, that was worth every penny, and I feel amazing. I feel like I've connected with people that I didn't arrive with. I got to experience something different, so maybe I've learned about myself in my body. And maybe you found a new passion for, one of those modalities.
Exactly.
So that's kind of the idea. And yeah, like to round it off with music, because
you need to, let go after.
Let go. So there's a difference between moving your body with intention, like with an instructor-led class. But then there's a different, like just moving to move your body to good music.
I'm going to tell you a quick story.
For sure.
I had 5 knee surgeries on this knee. Wow. And back in the day, I was very, very, very skinny. And doctors told me, no stairs, no bikes, no this, no that. I was in chronic pain for a few years. And finally I said, screw that. And I started going out to the bar and just dancing and just doing the dancing, doing stairs because I lived on the second floor apartment. I couldn't avoid it.
Yeah.
And just doing movement like that, I noticed the pain slowly starting to go to now where it's just, if we have really cruddy weather, which Windsor does here and there, then I'll feel it. But other than that, if I would have listened to the doctors and wasn't moving, who knows where it would have been. So I agree with both the intentional movement and dancing. I think it really helps your body as well.
Totally.
And your mind.
For sure. And I mean, yes, of course, I love my brother. Is there bias having him there? Partial bias. But what's unique about what my brother does and why I thought it would be a good synergy, unrelated, my brother started getting into producing music because he started studying water and frequency and the effects of vibration on the human body, because we're mostly comprised of water.
Wow.
And so when he went to school, because he completed a sound engineering background in music, he started tuning his music to 528 hertz. So Elevate 528.
I was going to ask you where that 528 came from.
Yeah, so Elevate 528, because at 528, it's a frequency that's been scientifically proven to promote healing. And so it helps settle the body with anxiety, depression, and promote feeling of love and joy. And so essentially, Elevate 528, after coming to this event, when you leave, I'm hoping to have elevated your frequency.
Yeah, And in places like this where you have a retreat, I
Yeah.
almost like to go by myself, to
Sure.
feel the experience by yourself
Yeah.
and to meet the people and to not worry about, you know, oh, all my friends are doing the Pilates, so I guess I have to do it. Where you
Yeah.
can just do your own thing
Totally.
at your own pace and then meet new people as well and just really open up your experiences.
Yeah. Yeah. And
That would be fun.
that's what I hope to see. Like, I mean, the event's being promoted obviously locally. All the instructors will be pushing it out to, you know, their following, and this podcast is obviously going to help because
Yes.
your podcast is just like catching some vibes for
Getting
sure.
there.
But it's also going to be promoted outside of Windsor, Essex, and so it's going to draw people in to Windsor, Essex, and so we're really trying to showcase. So there's also going to be a vendor market that's supporting local businesses on the property.
Great.
Yeah, so we're trying not to duplicate, right? So if we've got somebody that's got one offering, then somebody else has got a different offering, but we're trying to have like a nice spread of businesses that are kind of within that wellness space or wellness realm. To showcase what Windsor Essex has to offer. And so there's going to be a good mix of people that are attending the event. I get the most out of these types of things when I open myself up and talk to all the other people that are there. And so, again, like going back to why I even came up with this event, it was because in my mind, I wanted to attend an event that was like this, and I couldn't find one. And it's not necessarily a retreat per se, it's more of a wellness festival because it joins two things. And life is not one thing. It's not linear. Life is a full, beautiful spectrum of all types of things,
Everything,
you know?
yes.
And so creating this environment where you can move, you can bike, you can walk, you can do all the classes, you can do none of the classes if that's your preference. You can sit in front of your dome, in front of your own fire, you can do your own thing on the picnic bench and just be in the environment too. For some people, they get something from that.
Yeah. Oh,
and
for
so
sure.
there's nothing that's necessarily dictated in terms of the schedule. It's all available. It's like going to an all-inclusive. It's all there for you. You can drink if you want to drink, or you don't. You can eat as much as you want or don't.
Yep.
You can do all the pool classes or you don't. Usually I don't.
No.
Right? Know what I mean? But it's totally up to you. So it's, full, like, you do your own thing, you buy your ticket, and it's essentially your weekend, and you curate it how you'd like it to look.
I like the fact that you're also trying to get people to come into Windsor, Essex County, because that's, like, I like to support Windsor, Essex County and show the small businesses and the events and that. But I want to show people outside of Windsor, Essex County that we have a lot to offer. There is a lot of growth here with these different businesses and Lungovita and the wineries around there and the small businesses you're going to have in. It can be its own little destination area here if people realize that we were even here.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, coming from the GTA, like I've been now in Windsor, Essex for 6 years. It has so much to offer.
Yeah.
The offerings are endless, essentially. And what I love so much about it is that they're one-offs. There's not a lot of franchises.
Yes.
And so you get a lot of heart into what you find. So for all the businesses, there's so much heart that goes behind it. You know, COVID wiped out a lot of small businesses, especially in the GTA, Windsor, Essex too. But for the businesses that survived or actually
started because of
because of COVID, they're flourishing. There's so much variety. Yeah, we've got a lot. We've got a lot to showcase.
We really do.
Yeah,
I'm really glad that you're going to have the small business, that you're going to have market there as well.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people are going to be able to buy tickets? Like, what is the capacity?
Yeah, so the capacity for the accommodations is only 124 people because we're limited to the accommodations that are on the property already.
So if you want the tickets, when are they going on sale? May
1st.
May 1st. I would snatch them up if you can.
Yeah.
Because they're probably going to go fast.
I think they're going to go fast. The day passes, there's going to be 150 available.
On top of the 120 that
Correct.
are staying there? Okay.
Yeah, so 124 for if you want to stay the Friday to the Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Saturdays, 150 extra tickets that I'll be selling just for the day. But like 150 is not a lot either.
No,
and
it's
I know
not.
quite a few people that are just essentially just waiting for the tickets to go on sale so they can book it.
Have you guys figured out the price point for them yet?
Yeah. So there's going to be, it ranges from $1,350.
Okay, for the full weekend.
For the full weekend for one person. So solo occupancy. So if you think about like an all-inclusive, if you were one person going into a double occupancy room, you pay a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then so you can stay by yourself, or you can go up to 4 people in a dome. And then I think that rate, off the top of my head, I want to say is $650 a person. So it gets cheaper, obviously, the more people that are in the dome.
And then that's including
meals? That includes 5 meals.
Okay.
So Friday dinner, Saturday breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then Sunday morning breakfast.
Okay.
So your 5 meals, beverages, coffee. Lungovita has a bring your own libation policy. So we'll have that taken care of that way. And then what else? Access to all your classes, access to all the amenities. So Lungovita has an in-ground heated pool.
Nice.
But again, we're hoping for an Indian summer, so it'll be warm.
Yeah.
Obviously, lake access. So there's kayaks available as well. There's bikes that you can just hop on and take wherever you'd like around the county, which is really nice.
And if it's cold, you can always do that polar dip and get that blood flowing.
Yeah. You could do a cold plunge for sure.
There you go.
Yes. They've got the barrel saunas. They are doing some major renovations. They're doing a lot of work. Like, they've done fabulous work in the 3 years that they've been open. But they're replacing their hot tubs to in-ground tubs.
Oh, that's
It's going to look really nice. Yeah. By the time October rolls around, they'll be done. And yeah, it'll look fabulous.
So they'll have access to that.
So you'll have access to all of that. And then, the vendor market. And then the performances. So live music on the Friday, as well as the live performance on Saturday night.
And did we catch how much the day pass is?
No, we didn't. $300.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all. And that includes the meals?
Saturday will not include the meals, the day pass, but we're trying to have food trucks on site so that you've got access to food and you don't necessarily need to leave.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Well, yeah, because you're going to have the vendors anyways. People won't be able to just come and check out the vendors and everything. You have to have a ticket to get on there.
Yeah, so it's a full property rental, so you'll have to have a wristband to get onto the property.
Okay.
So whether you're there for the weekend, that'll look different than if you're just there for your day pass.
Okay.
Yeah, so just because of a strict capacity issue for the site.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how are people going to be able to get the tickets?
So you can check out the website, elevate528.com.
Okay.
Ticket sales on May 1st, and so you'll be able to see kind of your options, and then it'll take you to the ticket sales.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you have social media. Have you guys started the social media yet?
Yeah, there's an about video that I did.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. It's hard, right? Like, it's hard to do these types of things because you hold so much judgment for yourself. And so I saw myself on the video and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm putting this out there. But I put it out there. I did it.
Hey, why not? You got to.
I could critique it to death and then just never do it. And then I'm in a place of inaction. So
yep,
I did it.
Sometimes you got to take the plunge.
Yeah, literally. So, literally. So it's up on the social media page.
And what is it's Instagram only?
It's Instagram only.
Okay.
We might have a Facebook page. I'm kind of debating. I'm not huge on social media. A lot of people are finding this out because now that I'm teaching, they're trying to look me up and I've got nothing. I've got Instagram for the kids, daycare. That's how daycare corresponds with me. But
okay.
I'm terrible for for all of that stuff. Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but I am. I'm terrible for it.
Honestly, I am too. I hate to say this, even though I have to. I'd rather just scroll through and watch everybody else's stuff than having to put my own out. But
yeah, that's what my sister said. My sister made me change my profile picture because she's like, you look very like a creeper account, she called it, because you have no picture and then you're just on Instagram. So now you see my picture with my name. That's my personal page. But for Elevate 528, what's it called? The handle? Is that
yes.
Is that what all the cool kids are calling it?
Why not? Let's go there.
Okay. So it's 3L3Vate 528.
We'll have that up in our description on YouTube and all the podcasts. So they will definitely be able to get a hold of you. And I think it's great. I'm really excited about this.
I'm pumped too. I'm very excited for it. A lot of people have said that Windsor's not seen something like this.
No. And we need it.
Yeah, we do. We do. Big time we need it. We need a place to be able to come together. Community, right? So community is a big one. Get to know new people.
Yep.
Move your body,
and have fun doing it.
And have fun doing it. Yeah. So again, a lot of the instructors, I mean, I'll send you maybe some of their names, but just off the top of my head, we've got, Paulina from the Bar House that's going to be there. We've got Lisa Mitchell. She teaches us the Yoga Effect. Gloria, Diane Bondi, my gosh, who else? Sun, myself.
A ton of people.
Yeah, there's going to be a handful of instructors. So, and all these ladies love what they do.
Which shows. I mean, there's nothing better than having somebody that actually loves the movement and loves teaching the classes and teaching new people, and it really shows.
Yeah, and I was having a conversation with somebody a little while ago, and I said, try to remember back to that one teacher in school, or if you were fortunate, maybe you had a few. That doesn't matter how old you get, you can always remember back to that one teacher because they had a passion for teaching.
Yes.
And they impacted your life for sure. And people can, oh yeah, you know what, my grade 3 teacher is so-and-so. And you remember the name.
Yeah.
Because they had that impact for you.
Yep.
And so for movement, I've found that if you find that teacher or you have those teachers around you, it helps to keep you motivated, wanting to come back, to learn a little bit more.
It's true. It's true. I had a great, and it's so funny, as you're saying this, I'm remembering it, my grade 8 teacher, and we were warned for years that he was a horrible teacher. He was a monster.
Okay.
Everybody hated him, but he loved teaching if you listened. And we had the best year. Everybody participated. Everybody loved it. And he turned out to be a fabulous teacher and would take the time to help us out. And it's nice to have, like you said, the teachers, and especially when you're trying something new like movement of any kind. Or now, is there going to be meditation as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So for sure, we've got a 6 a.m. on Saturday breathwork and meditation class for those that are, dedicated to their craft. I don't know if I will be in that class. I mean, I might strive to be. But there will be a 6 a.m. meditation breathwork followed by a morning yoga class, which will be really nice, actually. Lisa Mitchell will also be doing a meditative nature walk, which is going to be kind of interesting. I've not done something like that, so I would like to try that. And then we're also going to, because we're still quite a ways out from the event, so I've got some time to play around with the schedule to see what we can offer. But I'd like to have a sound bath as well available, maybe a Reiki session.
Just seen sound baths.
Yeah?
I had no idea what they were before, and I literally just saw them on, I think, YouTube. And
Okay.
I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It looks really
Vibration,
fascinating. Yes.
Right? Vibration, frequency. So with the sound bowls, it's awesome. And so if we can get that, some Reiki, so like a group Reiki session.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. So just like things that we hear about, because a lot of these things have been around for a very long time, whether or not they're popular within the area. Just having them available so that maybe you can then expose yourself if you want to. It's there for you to try.
It's going to be so exciting to have this wellness festival.
Yeah.
And that's, again, October 4th, 5th, and 6th of 2024 out at Lungovita in Harrow, Ontario. And we will contact you on elevate528.com to get the tickets, and make sure as of May 1st, 2024, they go on sale. You grab them, whether it is the whole weekend or just the Saturday day pass, because they are limited and they're going to go fast. I know it. I know it. I'll be very shocked because we've never had anything like this in this area, and it's hopefully the first of many.
Hopefully.
Yes. And thank you so much, Simmie. I really do appreciate you being on here today.
No, thank you. I really appreciate you giving me the space. Amazing studio. Love it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And again, my name is Tracy Martins, and I want to thank you for joining me for another episode of YQG in Bloom. You guys have a great day.